Here we are at Arts Alive, May 2021. This is an awesome event with a lot of people. So let's walk around and talk to some people and see what this is all about. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, these are awesome. So,
No, thank you.
how do you make one of these things? What's
So
involved?
it's actually two really cathartic things kind of side by side. One is I just find paper that I might be interested in. It could be like really cool fancy paper, or it could be like an old dictionary or magazine, and I get to destroy it. I use a paper cutter and just cut it into strips. And that's one cathartic thing, is tearing something apart, but then I also weave it back together and put it back together into something completely different, kind of reimagine what it could look like. Awesome, cool.
Well, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. How are you guys? Oh, thanks, come on in, take a look.
Okay, guys, tell me about your booth here.
Okay, I do two different types of pottery. I do sgraffito and slip trailing. The sgraffito is a process of throwing with, I throw the white clay body, and then I paint a black clay on top and then carve out. And then slip trailing is where I throw a white clay body, then I take a slip and use cake piping bags and pipe on the slip to make the texture. And then I paint underglazes on top of that. So that's my two types of pottery.
Yeah, so tell me about this booth and what you guys are all about.
Well, this is Connie Clayton and I'm Theresa Lucas, and this is actually our first time to be at Arts Alive. And we have been painting together for years, and she does these big, beautiful, colorful abstracts, and I do what I call my kitchen art or my barn art that I give to some of my friends and they've asked for, so we kind of get together and do it, and we're just really enjoying it, and it's been a beautiful weekend. I think that we couldn't have written a letter to get a better weekend for this, and we've had a lot of fun and meeting a lot of people, and it's just been a really good experience here at Arts Alive.
That's where we stay.
My booth is called A Different Window, where I take old window sashes and apply stained glass to them. All of the abstract pieces that I do have a biblical meaning. In the Bible, when Joseph receives the tunic, which is the coat of many colors, that's what it represents. So if you hold it up in the sun, when the sun shines through, it kind of gives you a visualization of what it looked like. It's done. I do birds, trees, superheroes, you name it, and then I also do special order.
So do you have a website?
Yes, my website is adifferentwindow.net.
Okay, here's some fun stuff. Let me know about your booth.
Hey, I'm Cracker Jack. I do a lot of different stuff, but a lot of my art is interactive. This piece right here, the wheel spins. And this is a menu of Mexican items. It's like a Mexican restaurant. And that spin landed on a chimichanga. So this is this piece. These are interactive right here. These are replaceable wigs. So they move around, the Doris Day, the dolly. And here's the man version of that.
Okay, tell me a little bit about your booth and what you're doing.
Okay, sure. We've got mostly Alabama native plants, lots of herbs and a few shrubs and trees. And we also have some house plants and succulents. And I made some paper, so homemade paper as well.
What is that? How do you do that?
This, I used newspaper, I used egg carton, lint. I did use some botanicals. I foraged for some plant fibers, and that took a while to break down. I had to boil it for about 14 hours and then strain it and mix everybody together and get them soaked for a couple of days and strain that and then blend it all together, and had my pulp, and I used a mold and decal to get the shape. and I dried them in the sunshine.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, tell me about your booth. What do you do here?
I do driftwood. I do everything local from the Shoals, Alabama. It's all from the Tennessee River, most of it. I do driftwood pieces. I go to the river and I hand select everything. They're all one-of-a-kind pieces. I clean them and they sit and they dry, and then I go through the process of discarding what, once it's dried, then I decide whether it's a good piece to do an art piece or if it's great to do, you know, anything else like a bowl or whatever else, coasters. And then I just go from there.
And are you online? Do you have a website?
I am online. It's Reciprocity Studios by Sippy.com. And then I'm also on Facebook, the same. And I'm also on Instagram. But on Instagram, it's under just Sippy.
Okay, tell me what you're doing here.
I'm Buzz Bustler. I'm from Fayetteville, Tennessee, and I'm here at Arts Alive with the hand-turned bowls that I make. All of my bowls are completely natural with food-safe finishes. I turn all local hardwoods. This one here is from ash. It's a 12-inch bowl. I also do really popular at this show is cheese slicers. I do cheese slicers, stainless steel wires, cuts cheese, lasts a long time, and these are some of the hardwood cutting boards that I do. A lot of fun. People enjoy them, and it's a lot of fun to come here to Florence, the Arts Alive. This is my 3rd year, and the people are great. We have a ball coming. Look forward to coming again next year.
We've been doing arts and crafts shows for a little over 18 years with it, and the cool thing is every piece is unique. There's never two alike, you know. So we collect all the wood ourselves. It's myself, I'm Michelle, my husband Steve, and our daughter Amanda.
Are you online anywhere?
We do have our Facebook page at Carter Creations. You can find us. If you look up Carter Driftwood Creations, it comes up. The cool thing about it is every piece is unique, and it kind of makes itself, you know? And that's the cool thing about it. We go out and collect the wood, what we think is really cool, and it just kind of speaks to you and tells you, aha, I'd like to be, the birdhouses, our birdhouses. If you were a bird, wouldn't you want to live in a birdhouse like this? Let me show you one of the birdhouses. If you were a bird, check it out. Wouldn't you want to live in a house like this? For real. You know, so that's what we do with it. We do furniture, we do chandeliers, we do, just depending on the wood we find. And we don't always find wood, but when we do, we try to turn it into something functionable again so people can enjoy it. So that instead of just letting it lay out there, do something with it. It will liven up any garden, any porch, but that's basically, that's what inspires us. That's what inspired us to do it.
Okay, it's some cool stuff.
Yes.
Tell me all about your booth.
Yes, so my sister Rebecca and I have a booth here, and she does ceramics and I do paintings. And so we got to combine our talents and have a tent here at Arts Alive, and it's been a blast. Yes.
That's very good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what is clay painting?
So my sister does the ceramics, so she actually presses florals and different things she finds in her yard and her garden into her work, and so she fires those in the kiln and then glazes them and everything like that. And then I do acrylic paintings on boards or canvases and anything like that. I do florals and landscapes.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
These are gorgeous. Tell me about your booth and what you're doing here.
So we do photographs transferred onto wood that we torch and fractal burn. So we take the photograph printed on a film, and it's got an emulsion on the back, and then we use an alcohol-based solution onto the wood that pulls the image off of the film onto the wood.
Okay, that's great.
All right.
So this is a cool booth.
Yes.
Interesting stuff. What? Tell me about it.
Well, these are my clay sculptures, and they're all about identity, about revealing the inner workings of the mind, puzzles, people within nature. Gosh, just kind of hidden things, little secret messages I love to do in my art, and it's up to the viewer to kind of find them. I don't explain them or anything, and I think that's the joy of art, is finding out for yourself.
Are you online? Do you have a website?
Well, I have a Facebook. It's Sean Corner Sculptures. Yes.
Thank you.
Oh,
that's good.
Thank you.
Some of these are really fun.
Thank you.
Tell me about your booth.
Everything I make is with repurposed materials, items that no one else wants to paint on. That's what I want to paint on. I use acrylics and I embellish, and it's cultural. This is folk art, Southern folk art. My name's Scott Mcqueen, and I'm with the Kentuck Art Center out of Northport, Alabama, across the river from Tuscaloosa. And I'm a full-time resident folk artist there. But this is what I do, just a lot of color and a lot of fun.
And are you online? Do you have a website?
I am. It's on Facebook's the way to get me. Scott Mcqueen Folk Art, or I'm on Instagram, Scott Mcqueen Folk Art.
There you go.
Hey.
Tell me a little bit about your booth here. Is this your paintings?
This is my paintings. I'm from Corinth, Mississippi, and we've done Arts Alive for about 5 years. I do a heavy impasto painting with a palette knife, and everything's acrylic. But we've had a great weekend, and the crowd's been fabulous. The weather's great, and just good to be out and about amongst people.
Okay, I see we have some pottery here. Tell me all about it.
Well, I make all my work from clay. I do usable mugs, bowls. You can use this in microwave dishwasher. It's very functional. And I also do wall art. I also use the glass with the combination of clay and the glazes, so it does that pretty water look.
Okay, pretty flowers. Tell me about your booth.
Yes, the flowers here is made from clay. It's called polymer clay. My wife did all the works here. She sculpted the flower piece by piece, petal by petal. And then afterward here, she will use the oil colors and paint them. After she paint them, she's gonna put the glue and wire together. And it became the flowers here. That's what y'all see here. This is what we call the clay flowers. Yep. But we like to show the folks here how the clay flower was done here. And then, people were very supportive around here. And thank you very much.
How do people find you on Facebook?
Just type the word Gleslin Clay Flowers. Yeah, Gleslin Clay Flowers, that's my wife's names. And then they can find them on the Facebook right away, yeah. Even though the winds blow, you should see the movement. You see the sculpture that move like a live one in there. Yep. Only thing you cannot do with the artworks here, you cannot water them, okay? Water them is gonna ruin the clay here, that's all, yeah. People like the artworks here because instead you send someone with the live flowers to go out, and then 10 days later, live flowers gone, people forgot everything about that. You can have someone that remember you, the sender, by sending the artworks out. All artwork will be very valuable for the folks there. Yep, thank you.
Oh, kudzu, how cool.
Yeah, so I pull the kudzu vines when they're green, and I just wrap them around either a lampshade frame, or I use balls for my spheres. And it takes me a couple of weeks to get one finished from start to finish, between the drying time and the wrapping time, and then letting it polyurethane. And then once they're finished, they have a really spectacular light and shadow pattern on them that illuminates a room. It's just my way of kind of keeping the kudzu under control, sort of.
So, kudzu is pretty amazing stuff, huh?
It is. It grows about a foot a day in the height of its growth, and the roots can go down in the ground 20 feet or more. It's got medicinal properties. It has nutritive value. There's a lot of untapped things that it can do that we just haven't really explored yet. Cloth can be made from it. Paper can be made from it. It's great food for goats and cattle. It's got all kinds of benefits. And it makes great lampshades.
Very good. Can you eat it?
You can. The fresh, the new leaves that are the smallest are edible and kind of tasty, like green beans a little bit. It's got the nutritive value of sort of close to spinach. And then in the late summer, it blooms. And some people may recognize the smell. It smells like grape jelly, really. But the blooms are underneath the leaves. And those can be harvested and made into a simple syrup or a jelly. But those can be eaten as well.
Okay, tell me about what you're doing here.
Okay, so my name is Parker Seward. I'm a local artist and a professor in visual arts and design at UNA. So I was asked, this is the second year we've done it, I was asked to do a live demonstration of kind of street art, more contemporary design type things, but incorporate the community somehow. So I have a wall behind me where I've showed different techniques and things like that, and then we got a lot of paint donated. So the student or the children here can actually come and paint. And it's a lot of fun because, you know, when you're 10, how often can you spray paint on something without getting in trouble for it? So we wanted them to come and kind of experience some non-traditional types of artwork. And it's all free, so it's been a great experience.
Thank you. Yes, I'm an artist. I'm actually from here, Florence, Alabama. Most of my work is really culture-based around me and what I experience in my daily life. I love to represent Black artists in my work, kind of make it more visible for everyone to see my interpretations of how I see things and what I experience. I think that the work that I have encourages people to freely express. You know, that's why I use so many colors and so many non-traditional ways of doing things. That's what I like most about coming to Arts Alive, though.
All right, so you make your own jewelry?
I do.
Tell me about this.
I make sterling silver handmade jewelry. Everything is that you see here is made by hand by me. I'm a silversmith from Nashville, Tennessee, and I love making jewelry and I love talking to people, and I've had a wonderful time here at Arts Alive this weekend.
Are you on the web at all?
I am. Nancy's-designs.com.
Are you on Facebook also?
I am, at Nancy's Designs LLC. And same with Instagram. Same handle on Instagram.
Well, thank you. It's very
Thank
nice
you.
work.
It was nice to meet you too. Thank you so much.
How does that work? How do you do that?
Well, I take raw materials, raw sterling silver sheet, and wire, and it just depends on what I'm making. This is one of my favorite pieces that I made. It's totally handmade. Everything from the little jump rings to the little connectors on the back, to the bezels, to the little silver balls, even the toggle clasp. But it's totally 100% handmade by me. Nothing. It's all fabricated, as we call it in the jewelry business. And I really enjoy it. It was a labor of love. It took a while to make, but it's a lot of fun. And they're just wonderful. They're fun to make.
Okay.
I started making these toys as give me downtime. Now this is my downtime when I got home.
So what do you got here? You got
I got most heavy equipment and a few little toys left for the young children to chew on or blow or play with, either one. But other than that is the big boy toys.
All right.
I thank you. Thank you for stopping.
So there you go. This is Arts Alive coming to you from Florence, Alabama. Lots of fun, lots of really cool stuff to see. And so we'll see you there next year. Thanks. Bye-bye.